Okay, and we got our straps all ironed and ready to sew. You see how stiff they are. It just sticks straight out there without any, so it makes a really good handbag strap. You're going to make sure you got all of your folding done over. And I'm going to start at this end. I don't know, I guess it's something about which hand you write with that I just have to start a certain way when I'm sewing. So I got this folded over, and I'm going to very carefully and very slowly and on a wide stitch length sew this. What the iron didn't flatten out enough for you, the stitching will, so it's not a big deal to get those last few steps of the ironing so perfect. Oh, yeah, and we need to start about an inch up. Don't start at the very top, start about an inch up from the top. Okay, got both of the straps on, and you see they turned out really nice. Okay, now we're going to do the snap flap, and then we're going to get to assembling the purse together. You just line that up, and you'll leave the top part open, and you'll just sew all around, kind of a U shape, you know, leaving it open so you can turn is what I'm trying to say. Alrighty, see here I left this top part open because we're going to turn and press this. I'm going to cut the camera off and go over to the workstation, and we'll start assembling with this snap flap. That was unnecessary. I shouldn't have done that. Force of habit. We're going to cut the corners so that we get a nice flat corner. And I'm going to trim that a little bit because it seems like a little too much. Okay. We will just give it a good turn. Look, we're going to press it. If you want to, you can go in with a tight zigzag stitch and close this up, which I may do, but I'm not going to show it here. Okay, you see that's nice and crisp, pretty snap flap. And we've got our straps here. See how durable they are? They're really, really sturdy. Okay, the next step, which I forgot to mention, but you would do it at this step anyway, is to put the outside snap on the bag. A couple of pieces of this interfacing because it really makes it nice and stiff, and it'll hold up better than just the fabric for your snap. You want to have it at a good place. You don't want it too close to the top because you're going to be sewing up there. I hope you can see what I'm doing. I really need either a better tripod or a different camera angle. Okay. Now I've got two pieces. Just two pieces of the interfacing. One will fuse to the other will fuse to the bag. You want to make sure that you got it pretty much in the middle. Just split it, you know, flatten out those sides there. There you go. And there's the snap for the outside. Alright, next step, assembling the bag. You want your wrong sides, wrong sides together on this bag. What I'm going to do is turn it to the outside so that I can line up the snap flap and the straps and all that. you're going to keep the, can you see me? Oh, oops, yeah, but that's better. Okay, you're going to keep the inside of the bag turned wrong side out. See, and you're going to go ahead and drop it in there and get the seams lined up. You want to open up the sides of the seams. Somebody watching this probably going to look at it and go, she doesn't know what she's doing, she can't think. My brain is, I'm telling you guys, I got some kind of cold or flu or something. Anyway, you're going to line up those seams and go right ahead and pin. Not with a crooked old pin like I just had out though. Just pin it like that on either side of the seam. And I did cut my corners on this too, so that it lines up better and it's easier to sew if you clip the corners of the seam on the inside, on the wrong side, on that side. Anyway, okay, you got those sides pinned together and you just want to stretch it out and you want to kind of look inside the bag, make sure that this is not bigger than the outside, because when you sew it then you have wrinkles and it'll be so ugly. Okay, next step, you take your snap flap and you're going to line it up. Probably should lay it down like this. Iron very well when I folded this over. Mistakes happen, y'all. I'm going to go ahead and fix that right now. Okay. Alright, you take your flap and you want to line it up and kind of just test it out before you've even sewn it, you know. You say, okay, that works for me. Yep. You want to put about an inch inside there, maybe even more. I think I'm putting maybe 1.5 inches, 2 inches in there, because you want it to be nice and stable, and that will keep it stable. If you sew it right to the edge and leave a 1/4 inch, that thing's going to start tearing out of there eventually. You know, us ladies, we like our purses, but we can be pretty rough on them sometimes. So anyway, then you're going to want to pin it. Now it is time for the straps. And with the straps, with me, everything is an eyeballing process. And I find if I don't try to do exact measurements and all that, it actually comes out better for me. But if you need to measure and get all crazy, go for it. I don't. So I'm going to take this. When we left this strap at the bottom right here, where we left some of it, that is so that it's not so bulky whenever you get ready to sew it into the bag. And you want to go in while you're doing this, once you got that strap on there, and pin a few pins to pin the inside and the outside together so that it's not hanging loose, because you could get some bulky kinks or, you know, crap, you know what I mean. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. Now that's not looking right. Oh, I see. Yep. It'll help you keep everything lined up neat if you keep these pins in here as you go along. Then you'll just turn the bag over and you'll line up the second strap with the first strap. we got our bag, owie, owie, pinned. And we're going to take the free arm off of our sewing machine. Yes, we are. And you find a starting point. A good starting point is at one of the sides. So you'll start there and just work your way around slowly. Don't get into too much of a rush. And just start sewing around the top edge. And you'll sew all the way around because you don't need to turn this bag. I'm running out of time on my card, so I'm going to turn my camera off and I'll come back and show you the end result. Guys and gals, there is our finished handbag. And it has a pretty nice size strap on it. You know, you can wear it on your arm, or maybe a smaller person than me could put it on their shoulder. And I like the way this lined up pretty well with the decoration on the bag. The inside, I would say, for this bag, usually not with my other bags, that's not the case, but I made this in such a hurry. It's a little loose, and once you've done with all the sewing, you might want to go around the edge and press, and maybe even do a second line closer to the edge. It just gives it a nicer finish. But when you're making one of these, you may want to take in mind making the inside lining just a tiny bit smaller. Just do it when you're sewing, you know, sew everything in a little bit tighter than the outside, because the inside, if it's a little smaller, it fits a little better inside the bag. So anyway, that's it. I think it's pretty cute, and not something I would sell because I made a few little mistakes on it and some touch-ups, but I may give it to Daisy so she can use it or play with it or something. There you go. That's it. That is the lined drop-in lining handbag tutorial. I hope y'all enjoyed it, and I hope when I play it back I didn't get out of camera range again. I have a bad habit of doing that.